Michael, we'll start with you. Sam Donaldson told us in our weekly interview, Obamacare flat out is here to stay. There's no chance of repealing. Should the right give up on this battle and just move on?
I'm sorry, who is Sam Donaldson? That's good right there. I don't care who you are. Should the right give up? No, the right shouldn't give up. But it's not really the right that's fighting this. Let's be very clear. It's the American taxpayer. The polls, who were told when they're for Obama, are all important. The polls tell us that Americans don't want this. Small business owners don't want this. In fact, the only people who do want Obamacare are the people who personally profit from it, including the food stamp recipients. I'm tired, and American taxpayers are tired, of paying for people's food, paying for their housing, paying for their cars, paying for their schools, paying for the debts they won't repay. They need to go out and buy their own health insurance or settle with the public health insurance they get at the emergency room already. No, we're not giving up.
Carl?
Well, you better read the bill because you're putting out more misinformation, which is probably why the poll numbers were what they were with people opposing it. Those poll numbers have come down now. I think the 46-46 people on the Supreme Court decision. And remember, the percentage of those who don't like Obamacare includes a good chunk of progressives who think he should have gone with single payer or at least a public option. The answer to the question is, will it be repealed? It's possible. I mean, if Romney wins and the Republicans take over both houses, they could repeal it. Could still be difficult. But the problem of Romney winning on this issue is difficult. He had the exact same plan in Massachusetts. Jonathan Gruber of MIT, who helped both, said it. It was a penalty then. All of a sudden, Romney says it's a tax. He can't win on this issue.
All right, Carl, is it a penalty or is it a tax?
It is a penalty. And Mitt Romney said in Massachusetts continually, said it in 2008 in his debates, it's a penalty. And in effect in Massachusetts, we know that less than 1% of Massachusetts residents are paying that penalty. A tax has to apply to everyone. A penalty applies to people who can afford health insurance, not the food stampers Michael Berry's talking about, who don't get it, and then the rest of us are born with a cost of higher premiums. What the Supreme Court said is the broad taxing power gives Congress the power to do it. It doesn't mean it's a tax. It's a penalty under the taxing power of the Constitution.
Michael, penalty or tax?
Well, the best part, and I will answer it. I'm not Carl. I will answer your question, but the best part is Carl said,
I said it was a penalty.
The reason people are telling pollsters that they're against Obamacare is because they don't understand. Isn't it interesting that people thought Obamacare was something, but it's really not, and that's why they're against it? That's the same group of people that voted for Barack Obama, and it turned out he was someone else. This is clearly a tax. It is a tax that is being imposed upon people, and we were told by this president he wouldn't impose a tax. And by the way, the people who can't afford it are the people that he wants exempted from this. So who are these people that can afford it and aren't buying it, and who gets to decide if you can afford it or not? Since when is it the job of the government to make insurance affordable?
Since when is it the job of private insurers to throw people off plans for pre-existing conditions? Before they were not in charge, now they are. It's a health marketplace. They get to choose. They get to choose. It's not a government takeover, and it's a penalty, not a tax.
Thank you for getting that in, Carl. You're so far out of bounds. It's not even funny.
Well, it's great.
All right, let's go, Michael. Ann Romney is now suggesting her husband might be considering a woman as a running mate. Care to put a name on that? How about Romney Bachmann?
Oh, I don't think Romney Bachmann, and I don't think anybody wants that. Is it Romney Haley? Is it Romney Martinez? Is it Romney Palin? I'd kind of like to see Palin just to watch the left wet their own britches. But I have to tell you, the thing that's disgusting about this is Republicans are playing the Democrat game of suggesting that we need someone based on what's between their legs or the last name if it has a Z on the end or a vowel. This is nonsense. Go out and get the best person for the job because they might end up being president. I don't like it when the Republicans do it, and unlike Carl, I'm intellectually consistent. Go out and get the best person. I don't need a woman telling us we may get a woman so all the women get excited. This country's better than that. Go out and get the best person. And if they happen to be a woman, we'll figure that out when they're nominated, but
Carl,
not because they were a woman.
Well, I think partially Michael is right here. I think they should pick the best person for the job. Republicans have been burned before in this VP search, talking about 4 years ago. But Mitt Romney does have a big problem with women voters. In the latest CNN poll, he's down by 12. I've seen other polls he's down by a lot. Only 20% of Hispanic voters are going to vote for Mitt Romney. If he loses those two demographics huge in swing states, he's not going to win the presidency. I agree with Michael. If he chooses a woman or a Hispanic, it'll be seen just as a ploy to close those electoral gaps. And to answer your question, if he does pick a woman, it'll be Kelly Ayotte of New Hampshire.
All right, bonus question.
Well, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I think that the Republicans need to do what the Democrats do and get the best person. Joe Biden. That's funny right there.
Yeah, well,
Joe Biden.
I'll tell you what,
Stop.
if you've seen Joe Biden connect with voters on the stump, he is the right guy.
All right. Bonus question. Be quick with the answer, please. Independence Day on a Wednesday. What a bad idea or not, Michael?
Oh, I loved it. I love to break up the week with some barbecue and blowing stuff up. See, that's what we do in Texas. And my Oregon listeners tell me that they want more of Texas and Oregon. They want to be able to blow stuff up on the 4th of July like the founders intended.
Carl, good idea or
Boy,
bad?
you reached a real narrow sliver of Oregon listeners then, I'll tell you that. I think it's a bad idea. I didn't like it. If it falls, the 4th falls on a Wednesday, move the day off to a Friday and give us a full weekend. I didn't like having the holiday and coming back in, especially debating Michael Berry when he is intellectually inconsistent.
Michael and Carl, thank you very much.
Love you.